Hi guys, please subscribe to the channel and like the video to support my project, and we are starting a new adventure. We are in the center of Valencia and today we will find the Holy Grail. According to legend, the Holy Grail is a cup from which Jesus drank wine during the Holy Supper. The Holy Grail can be found in many sources, from the medieval epic of King Arthur and his knights to the adventure of Indiana Jones. And in all these sources, everyone is looking for the Holy Grail. But it turns out that it has already been found for a long time. In front of us is the Cathedral of Valencia. It is in this cathedral, in the chapel of Santo Calis, according to some data, the Holy Grail is kept. And it is this cup that is officially recognized by the Vatican as real. So let's take a look at this cup, talk about legends associated with it, and see many more interesting things in this cathedral. On the way to the chapel where the cup is stored, you can see small chapels. But let's back to the Holy Grail. Legend says that after the death of the Virgin Mary, St. Peter took the cup to Rome. But because of the frequent persecutions that Christians were subject to, Pope Sixtus II presented the cup to his diacon, San Lorenzo, and the cup was transferred to Huesca, his homeland. The Holy Grail remained there until 712, when Christians fleeing the Islamic invasion took refuge in the Pyrenees, in the monastery of San Juan de la Pesca, Huesca. From there it went to Zaragoza, to the royal palace of Alfacerna. Then, in 1399, the cup was donated by the community of San Juan de la Pena to the King of Aragon, Don Martin el Humano. As part of the treasure and relics of the royal chapel, the cup was kept by the monarch of the Crown of Aragon. And in 1437, King Alfonso the Magnificent brought the cup to Valencia for the chapel of his royal palace and gave it and other relics in payment of his debt to the cathedral. Before, it was around 1369, in this chapel used to be held meetings. The cup has been kept here since 1916. Previously, it was kept in the hall with relics. The chapel has a Gothic vault. On the walls you can see several paintings of the 15th century. The central place is occupied by an altar with the Holy Grail stored in it. The altar itself is decorated with 12 bas-reliefs, which are one of the first works in the Renaissance styles in Spain. The saints of the lower tier correspond to the Old Testament, the upper to the New Testament. A legend says that whoever drinks from the Holy Grail will live forever. It is unlikely that this will be verified, since the Holy Grail is kept under a glass jar. It is said that this cup was repeatedly stolen during the wars. The last time it happened in 1939, but later it still returned to the Cathedral of Valencia. But alas, there is no information wherever the robbers were able to gain eternal life. It would be interesting to know. By the way, only the upper part is a real relic, a small cup of agate polished with myrrh. The handles and base of the vessel were added much later. You can also see a 19th century painting depicting the expulsion of the Moriscos by Vicente López y Portana. And the chains that hang on the wall once closed the port of Marseille, which was considered impregnable. But on November 19, 1423, during the attack of the Angevin dynasty, they were torn apart by one of the ships of the fleet of Alfonso V. The port chains were captured as a military trophy and delivered to Valencia. The king personally donated them to the cathedral. In the chapel you can also see the frescoes The Adoration of the Magi, 1469-1472, painted by Giulio Lofrarenti, translated onto canvas. This is the St. Peter Chapel. Since its construction, it has been the seat of now extinct parish of St. Peter. 6 paintings painted by Nicholas Falco at the beginning of the 16th century were part of the outer doors of the Armorers Guild. They represent the highlights of the life of the Virgin Mary. Have you ever seen a museum inside the cathedral? The Valencian Cathedral has a museum. The first thing we see in this museum is processional monstrance. It was built with donation from countless Valencian believers as reparation from the sacrilege committed during the Civil War of 1936-1939. This monstrance is a unique in the world and its weight is 600 kilo. In this museum, founded back in 1761, you will find unique works of fine art from the 15th and 16th centuries, as well as several paintings by Francisco Goya, writing in 1799. The museum also tells the amazing story of the cathedral itself, built on the site of a Muslim mosque, which in turn was built from the remains of an ancient Roman temple. The museum contains 11 rooms where works of art of a religious nature linked to worship and the cathedral are exhibited. The tour of the museum takes us from Roman times to the present day, through works and exclusive areas, and allow us to admire fundamental displays of Valencian art in some of its best historical moments. By the way, it's an oldest museum in the city. Descending the stairs as well as from the central space of the lower floors, one of the unique works of this museum opens up, the bed chief, crucified next to Jesus. This is a polychromic wood carving. It remains from the Renaissance altar church of San Martin in Valencia, dismantled in 18th century for build a new one in the Baroque style. This hall houses the original figures of the apostles from the Gothic portal of the Apostolic Gates. Due to the fact that the original sculptures could not stand the test of time and the environment, in the 1960s they were placed in the museum and copies were installed on the portal. This is a treasure hall. Here exhibited the preserved relics of the kings of Aragon, which Alfonso the Magnanimous placed in the cathedral in 1437. You can go down to the lower level and see the remains of ancient buildings. Here are the walls of houses from the times of the Roman Empire and Islamic buildings, and the remains of ancient burials. The whole history of this place. The Cathedral of Valencia also keeps the imperishable hand of Saint Vincent, the Saint Patron of Valencia, who was martyred by order of the Roman Emperor Diocletian. Despite the many centuries that have passed since the date of execution, the left hand of the saint remained imperishable. You can also climb the main bell tower of the cathedral. The bell tower was erected in the 15th century and dedicated to the Apostle Michael. Michaelet is how his name sounds in the Valencian language. It was originally separated from the Cathedral of Valencia, which, as we already know, was erected on the site of an old Muslim mosque. But over time, and as a result of numerous reconstruction, it was decided to make the bell tower part of the main cathedral of the city. You will also be able to see two surviving and superbly preserved bells, one of which strikes full hours and the other rings every 15 minutes. Michaelet, towering 70 meters above Valencia, is one of the tallest buildings in the historical center. A medieval spiral staircase with 207 steps leads to its observation desk. On the Plaza de la Virgen near the cathedral is a beautiful fontaine. The fontaine was built in the 17th of the last century. The fontaine glorifies the water resources of Valencia and serves as a symbol of gratitude to nature. The main character of the monumental group of the fontaine is a powerful muscular man who symbolizes the Turia River. That's all for today. I thank you for your attention. Please subscribe to my channel and like the video. And see you in new interesting places.